Hi there, friends. Welcome back, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Mali, and in today's video I thought we could get into the spooky season. We could try to force an autumnal mood in this video in my life because it is currently 87 degrees. But we're gonna ignore the heat and we're gonna light some candles and we're gonna read some books that I've had my eye on for a while. I actually have a little bit of a TBR for this video, and the very first book on my TBR is Night Bitch by Rachel Yoder. I actually started reading this last week and I got some 40 pages into it. I haven't picked it up since. I did enjoy this first 40 pages, so I really want to continue this and finally read this because I know that everyone has read this but me at this point. Then I want to pick up The Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson. This is a classic in the horror genre, and I know that I have read this. I just don't remember anything that happens in this book. And so I feel like I'm going to be reading it for the very first time with you guys, and that's really fun. All I know about this one is that it's about a haunted house. Really eager to read this, and even more so because it's been on my shelves for years. And depending on how I feel about it in this video, I will then decide if I want to unhaul it or upgrade my copy. And lastly, we're going to be reading Everybody Knows Your Mother is a Witch by Rivka Gulchin. This is historical fiction about a woman in Germany who's condemned as a witch, and that's all I know. I actually have such high hopes for this one because it's a book that's been on my radar for a while now, and what better month to pick up a book about witch trials than in October. So that's my little TBR for this video, and before I continue on with my day, I did want to make a coffee. I am obsessed with that viral salted maple latte that's going around on TikTok. It's so good. If you guys haven't done it, go and do it, please. It's so good. Anyways, gonna make that, and then I'm gonna read a couple pages of Night Bitch. My goal for today is to get to page 100, 150. I have tons of reading to do if I want to do that today, so let's get on with this vlog.
I can be a shadow rolling on the street. I can make the same movements on repeat. I can go on walking when I'm sound asleep. I can lose myself that way. Wanna see from the bright side.
Hi guys, welcome to a wild Friday night. I have just finished Night Bitch by Rachel Yoder. I will obviously go more in depth on this on my reading wrap up, but very quickly, the first 70 to 100 pages of this were so strong. The rest of it seemed to drag on for a little bit, and I kid you not, Yoder could not go one page without reminding you that this was just an allegory for motherhood. The concept was interesting and I really liked that, but ultimately I do think that this could have been like a short story. I feel like I've read a much better books about motherhood. It was just okay. I don't really think that this will stay with me very long, but I'm really happy that I finally read this and got it off my TBR. I do have to say there's some scenes here that are really rough regarding small animals, and as a cat lady, it was hard to read. Then I really want to read The Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson, but before I do, I have some book mail to open with you guys, and I really wanted to watch Twin Peaks with you guys. I feel like I need a break from reading, so I'm gonna watch Twin Peaks and then we'll read The Haunting of Hill House. I am really excited for this one. I have high hopes for this one, and I do love horror about a sentient house or like ghosts or something supernatural. Anything supernatural having to do with a house, love. So I'm expecting to really like this one. Like I said, I have some book mail to open with you guys because unexpectedly I got 3 packages today. I'm gonna open this one first because I know what this one is. This one is an anticipated release, and it is The Museum by Olga Tokarczuk. I got the Fitzgerald edition because they were having a sale actually. It was a fall sale, and oh my god, the text is so tiny. Yeah, I'm really excited for this one in particular. This is about, I think, a guy who's admitted to this health resort, I think for tuberculosis or something like that, and it's set during the Second World War II, I think it is. But spooky things are starting to happen around the health resort. Perfect for this season. It says a health resort horror story. So these editions are gorgeous, by the way. I've warmed up to them. I didn't think that the Fitzgerald editions were pretty because they're just so plain, but I'm starting to like that plain cover. I'm really excited to read more Tokarczuk. And if anybody's Polish, please correct my pronunciation. I highly doubt that I'm pronouncing it right. But I have read Dracula Over the Bones of the Dead, and I really enjoyed that one. Ever since, I've been wanting to read more of this author, so really happy to do so with Museum. Okay, now let's get into the mystery packages. I'm really hoping that I have a copy of Monique Roffey's newest title in here. And why do I say that is because I begged the publisher for a copy and they said, sure, we'll send you one. So I've been on the lookout for it ever since. And yes, it is. Oh my god, look at her in her glory. This is Passion Tide by Monique Roffey. This is the author of The Mermaid of Black Conch, which I read earlier this year in February, and oh my god, I loved that book so much. Like, it was so special to me. It had all the things that I love. Like, it had magical realism elements, it had a mermaid, it had pure black love. It was just gorgeous writing as well, and it was like perfect balance between plot and characters. Like, I love a character driven story, but also had some plot, which was really cool. So I'm really excited to read Monique Roffey's newest release. Oh my god, I've been wanting to get into her backlist, but I haven't yet so far. And this is definitely the book that I'm reading next. Oh my god. I'm reading the blurb because I don't remember what this book's about, but it says, early one morning at the close of St. Colibris Carnival, a young female steel pan player is found dead beneath a cannonball tree. This is a discovery that will transform the lives of everyone on this small island. If you're looking for a black author to support and love, I highly recommend Monique Roffey. I love that she writes about the Caribbean and Caribbean love stories and Caribbean magic. Okay, now we're going to the last package. I truly have no clue what it is in here. This is a finished copy of Model Home by River Solomon. They have sent over the art copy of this, but I didn't get around to it. It was published quite recently. I think it was published October 1, I think it was. I did see some really good praise for this book though. And again, it's about a haunted house. It's about a family who moved into this house. Very quickly, they move in and strange things start happening around the house. It says here that the siblings finally got away from the horrors of home, leaving their parents alone in the house. But when news of their parents' death arrives, Esri is forced to return to Texas with their sisters Eve and Emmanuel to reckon with the family's past and present and to find out what happened while they were away. Thank you so much, HarperCollins and MCD Books. This is so cool. I also absolutely adore that cover with the neon green. I love a haunted house book. So I feel like I should really try to pick this up in October. So that's the little haul. I feel so lucky that I get sent these books, and thank you to myself to bind MPCM. So that was fun. We're gonna watch Twin Peaks, like I said, give myself a little break from reading, and then jump into The Haunted of Hill House, which I'm really excited about. About Twin Peaks, I haven't watched any more since the last video I did, which was my bookish sleepover. I watched the first episode with you guys, and I haven't watched any more, so I'm being really eager to watch more of it. But I have to say that I hate Bobby and that guy Leo. Oh my god, I want to smash his face in. Leo has serial killer tendencies, but I'm sure he's not a serial killer because that would be too fucking obvious. But yeah, those are my thoughts so far. I really hate Leo and Bobby. I think Bobby's a shitty piece of shit. I'll catch you guys in a little bit when we start reading The Haunted of Hill House.
This is, excuse me, a damn fine cup of coffee. I've had, I can't tell you how many cups of coffee in my life, and this...
Hi friends, good morning. I'm bringing my old vlogging style bag. I used to film so much at this angle. I'm heading out the door right now because we're gonna go and check out this pie shop that opened up in the neighborhood. I was wanting to go to this shop in last week's vlog, but I didn't get the chance to go because they were actually closed. Today we're going, they're open, and obviously it's a pie shop, so they have like fall flavors. I'm really excited. I haven't had like a pumpkin pie or anything like that. And of course, I am bringing my book with me. Ignore that, something fell. I'm gonna read some pages of this at the shop. They also have a coffee shop. Definitely getting coffee as well. I'm excited to keep going with this one. The writing in this is quite accessible if you're scared of like a classic because of the writing style. This is quite accessible, so definitely pick this up if this is in your radar and you're scared of that. I'll catch you guys at the pie shop. Hi guys, good evening. Full disclaimer that it has been a while since we last talked. Friday morning, which was when I went to get the pies, which were delicious, by the way. I'm so glad I finally went. But now it is Tuesday, almost an entire week since I started this vlog, and this has been my longest filming vlog in a while actually, and I'm trying not to get stressed about that. I'm still trying to balance out like reading and YouTube and editing and all the things you gotta do for YouTube, and then also trying to balance out like my real life and my job, and like it's too much sometimes. I do have some updates, right? I finished The Haunted of Hill House yesterday, so that was Monday night, and I like this a lot. So the very first time that I read this was all the way back in 2016, and I initially rated it 4 stars, and I'm definitely leaving that rating. I'm so looking forward to updating my copy. I really want that beautiful, sexy, modern penguin classics edition on my shelves of this book. I definitely want to read more Shirley Jackson, and yeah, this was just really great. Did I talk about this book's blurb? I don't know. I feel like all of you know what this book's about at this point, because this is a classic in the horror genre. It's about four strangers who stay together at this haunted house. One of them is a professor of some kind, and he invites other people to stay at Hill House with him for the summer. So the only people who accept his invitation to stay at Hill House are Eleanor and Theodora, and then there's also Luke, but he is from the family that actually owns Hill House, so he is the heir to Hill House. But it is such a wicked little house, so he does not want his inheritance. All four of them stay at Hill House. The professor is there to sort of like prove that Hill House is haunted and why is it haunted. They're there for like a week. Creepy stuff are happening. I've freaking love a good haunted house, like a sentient house, like a house that just breathes and moves and has a life of its own. Hill House was definitely that type of house. It was just so dark and grimy and musty and dusty and just evil. And I love the descriptions. It was so atmospheric, perfectly spooky. And for this being a classic, it was actually so easy to like read. The language was accessible, which I really appreciate in a classic. I'm not trying to break my brain and read English that no one even speaks anymore. I really want to do a deep dive of this book and like read some analysis, because did anybody get a lesbian vibe between Eleanor and Theodora? Or was that just me? Really happy that I reread this book after so many years. This is literally like one of my oldest books that I own. Then this morning I picked up Everyone Knows Your Mother's a Witch by Rivka Galchen. And I can't believe that this is my first witchy book of the year. I'm really liking this one. This is told from Katharina's point of view, which is the woman who's been accused of being a witch. I don't have much to say just because I'm only 56 pages in, but I did want to read some of these with you guys and have a little cozy reading ambience. Maybe turn on a candle and be cozy. The nights here have been cooling down. Like, I covered myself with this duvet, and I haven't done that in a while. Like, usually I will cover myself with my duvet, but I like leave my feet out so that I don't overheat. I didn't have to do that yesterday. The weather is cooling down. I couldn't be happier. Hi friends, I'm gonna do a whole bunch of disclaimers. Disclaimer number one, my hair is wet a little bit. Well, it's kind of damp, but I washed it earlier this morning, and yeah, it's a whole process. It's still a little damp. I haven't separated the curls, so my hair is very dark, very curly right now, and I'm not sure I like that look, but I have to film this little sign off because I need to put this video up tomorrow, and I just finished Everyone Knows Your Mother is a Witch by Rivka Galchen. The other disclaimer is that there's construction noise going on right now, but like I said, the show has to go on. So I'm sorry if that bothers you, but I can't do anything about it. There's always construction in this fucking neighborhood of mine. Every single day, I swear to God, Monday to Sunday, there's construction. About Everyone Knows Your Mother is a Witch by Rivka Galchen. I love this one. I really did. So in this one, we follow Katharina. She is this young, no, she's not. She's very old. She's this old widowed woman who is accused of being a witch by her jealous neighbor, who claims that Katharina herself gave her poisoned wine and it made her sick and almost died. Katharina says that her neighbor is jealous because of her sons and her sons' good fortune, and that she in fact never gave this woman poisoned wine to drink, and that she is not a witch. But as we very well know, any woman who is accused of being a witch is immediately put under suspicion, and it was very hard to provide evidence that they were in fact not witches on anything more than just pointed fingers. Her entire integrity is questioned, and she's not really given much of a voice in her trial. So the story, the narration is told through Katharina's point of view as she is telling her story to a friend and neighbor of hers who is transcribing her words into a sort of like journal. So we have Katharina's point of view, and then we also have her friend's point of view that's helping her tell her side of the story. And then we also have the sort of like interviews of the villagers coming forward with testimonies and that slander Katharina's name. And at first, we don't really know Katharina very well, right? We don't really know if she's an unreliable narrator or not. And a lot of these interviews were also so ridiculous. Oh, I think she did this, and it's all based on memories from things that happened years ago. So a lot of the interviews or testimonies were very, very ridiculous. And it just goes to show how very little these courts needed in order to convict somebody as a witch. Sometimes I sort of hesitate to say that I like historical fiction, and it's because a lot of historical fiction is mostly just like World War II, Germany, Nazi, but this was very, very good. This was definitely historical fiction that I like to read, and I did read my fair share of World War II novels when I was a teen because I really liked the theme at the time. But this was really good. If you like historical fiction and you're looking for something that's more literary, definitely pick this up. I also really like that it didn't feel overwhelming. Like it didn't overwhelm you with facts that you needed to know about the setting or the witch trials or even the family. It just felt very much like a novel that you can pick up whenever, not really knowing much about the topic. I definitely didn't know very much about the witch trials. I didn't even know this family was a family that existed. Really happy that we ended the video on a banger like this. I will be talking more about this novel on my reading wrap up because I'm filming that this weekend actually, and I kind of don't want to repeat myself, but I'm just fresh off this book, so I'm just want to put my first initial thoughts out there. And that's the end of this video, you guys. This was very, very fun to read for and to film. I definitely got into the mood of the spooky season, and I'm really glad that I knocked off a couple of books that have been on my radar for a while. I do hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want to show that you watched until the end but don't know what to say, comment any fall emoji, or also let me know if you read any of the books that I did, if you liked them or didn't like them. I will still love to hear your opinions. I love discussing books even if people have different opinions than me, so I think that's very healthy. I'll let you guys go. Thank you guys so much for watching once again, and I'll see you in the next one.